Hey, what's good with it, Black Goose TV family, man? Double salute as always. It's your boy Fluence Boxing back in the building once again. I got another announcement for my people. I got another announcement for my family members. Look, you already know I'm keeping it 110% every single time. It has to do with David Benavidez. It has to do with Caleb Plant. Obviously, we already know that was scheduled to happen. We just didn't know the exact date. We didn't know when specifically it was going to take place. Well, now, look, we got the news. You know what I'm saying? We got the information, we got the specific, we got the details. And I'm definitely going to get in this article so you guys know everything that's going to be happening and everything that's going to be announced. But as y'all can see, title below, what's right next to me, David Benavidez is going to be battling Caleb Plant in early March. I just released a video. I don't know what order I'm going to be dropping these, but I'm like, the first quarter of boxing next year is looking fire. If you a boxing head, if you a boxing fan, you're not used to that. Usually the first quarter of boxing when it comes into the new year is trash. Maybe you got one high profile fight or you got one high profile name or maybe two that will be fighting. But a lot of times the first quarter is just trash and they try to save everything and they build everything up for the summer to go crazy, a little bit after the summer to go crazy. And then like the end of the year usually is pretty slow and the beginning of the year is pretty slow. As you guys can see this year, we had a lot of projected fights that were supposed to like really carry out the end of this year and they got all postponed, canceled, or pushed to next year. So I'm like, that's just part of boxing. If you watch boxing enough, if you pay attention to boxing enough, you kind of know how this shit goes. So hearing that David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant is supposed to possibly happen early March, that's fire because we have a fire. We have a couple big name fighters, maybe 2-3 big name fighters, big name fights that will be happening. I mean, January, February looks like it's going to be a pretty good month when it comes to boxing. And then you're talking about March having possibly a big, what should I say, a big named or a fight that's going to be on a whole nother scale, on the upper scale of, you know, people understanding and knowing who the people are when it comes to David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. Obviously, nothing's set in stone. This is all speculation. This is all alleged. This is all rumor mill. But if this is coming out, I do have to say my personal opinion. There's probably some truth to it because obviously we know David Benavidez and Caleb Plant is something that's been in the works for a while. After David Benavidez beat David Lemieux, after Caleb Plant went over and then he beat why am I forgetting the Darrell? After he beat Darrell, we already know that both of those fights that they had was basically for them to end up clashing. So we knew this entire time after they beat their opponents that they're trying to figure something out. It seems like they're getting close to a agreed upon date, and it seems like it's going to be early March. That excites me. I love hearing that. I can't wait for this fight. Obviously, there's a possibility that the winner of this fight might have a chance at Canelo. That might be a little far-fetched right now, so I'm not going to go overboard with that, but they definitely have a chance of fighting Jamal Charlo or possibly Demetrius Andrade, because if you guys don't know, Andrade is currently working with PBC and Showtime. He's not signed by them. He's a free agent still, or he's his own entity. He's promoting himself, but he is now, it looks like he's doing co-promotional deals with PBC and Showtime so we can get a chance at either Jamel Charlo, or David Benavidez, or even probably Caleb Plant too. It's like, look, let me just fight these guys that you guys are saying absolutely amazing, and let me show you what I can do. But with that being the case, this is a big fight. I can't wait for this fight. And if there is truth to it happening as early as March, that means that we might have a really, really big year in boxing where they're trying to set up some very mega super fights. So before I get into this article, it's coming from Boxing News 24. Make sure you guys hit the like button below, subscribe to the channel, show some love, notification gang, get your boy in the algorithm because we're doing the best we can to stay in the algorithm, be in the algorithm, and do our thing. So a lot of y'all can come in here and show some love. I got a lot of plans when it comes to the channel, man. I know I've been saying it, but I promise you it's coming close to that time. There's going to be a big change up in the channel when it comes to just how it looks, the feel of it, all that stuff. And then I'm going to be back showing y'all love in the community board, making sure y'all more involved. And then of course when it comes to comment section, I'm gonna be coming at y'all with the comment section. I know I fell off a little bit with that there, but we got a big year plan, man. I want to show y'all love and I want to make sure y'all getting the love back. So Caleb Sweet Hands Plants and David Benavidez will meet in early March in the WBC super middleweight final title eliminator on Showtime to decide a mandatory for Canelo. So it will be a mandatory for Canelo, but who knows if Canelo will take that fight, because as we know, next year Canelo was lined up to face John Ryder, and then afterwards he's supposed to have the Bivol rematch. And then after Bivol, if he does beat Bivol, or if he loses, whatever the case may be, it's kind of up in the air for Canelo. So it's hard for me to believe that the winner of David Benavidez for Caleb Plant will just sit and wait on the sideline to see, you know, whether or not Canelo beats Bivol. I think more, and they might, because obviously that's the money fight. You're fighting against, you know, the name of boxing, right? The face of boxing, right? So they might sit and wait, but you know what I'm saying, the winner of this particular fight between Benavidez and Caleb Plant, you can either take the Jamal Charlo route because Jamal Charlo is going to be available, or you can take the Demetrius Andrade route. Granted that he beats Nicholson. So technically, it's the fight to decide the mandatory for undisputed champion Canelo. But as Jose Benavidez Sr. points out, it only works one way. If Plant wins, he'll get the Canelo fight. But if Benavidez comes out victorious, the WBC title will be vacated by Alvarez. Benavidez Sr. says Canelo won't fight David Benavidez regardless. So the only thing David will get out of this fight with Plant is a chance to add another name to his resume. Benavidez Sr. says once David defeats Plant, he'll look to fight David Morrell, the WBA regular belt holder, Jamal Charlo, and Dimitri Bivol. Those are the guys they want. I hate that the Demetrius Andrade isn't in that name, but he will be. Trust me. Just got word. See y'all early March. So it's anything but confirmed. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be happening. So this is very personal because Caleb Plant talked a lot of shit. The one fighter that David Benavidez really wants to get in the ring with is Caleb Plant. Now it's going to happen, and David is super excited and super motivated. I think David's going to stop him. David's going to knock him out. We know because Caleb Plant asked for a bigger ring to move around. It's going to be a little bit difficult to hit somebody that's moving around. Our job is to be patient, cut the distance little by little, get in there. I see it a little bit more difficult if he starts running around. Maybe break him down, get him a little tired, get him to the 6th or 7th round, and after that, we're going to start working. Little by little, I see a knockout in the 8th or 9th round. If he comes to fight, it could end up a little bit early, maybe in 5 or 6. For us, for 4 or 5 years, there's been a lot of talk, a lot of trash talk. This is personal. David really wants to beat him up, even for me, because at one time we were friends. We used to train in the same gym, but then he started talking a lot of shit. Even me, I told him, it's okay if you say that you're going to knock out David or beat him up, but I don't like these other things that you're talking about, David. You know what? You're right. I'm going to stop that. The next day, he started doing the same shit. So yeah, it's personal, and I can't wait. I'm super excited. We're going to give it to him as a beating. That's what it is. Thanks to him, David is really motivated. He wants to train hard to make the fight happen. When I talked to Plant, I said, we train in the same gym. I don't want to fight or do any of that. He said he would stop, and he didn't. Then he started talking a lot of shit. I don't want to repeat all he said. The next day we were walking out, and he was on the corner kind of smiling. And you guys kind of look up this in YouTube. It was like 3-4 years ago. They got into it, like he slapped his brother, all type of shit. I already talked to him in a good way, and he's not understanding. So there's a lot of bad blood when it comes to this particular fight. There's a whole lot more I could read for this, but I'm not going to read all this because my brother was talking his ass off. This is David Benavidez's father, but I understand how invested he feels in it. But at the end of the day, I'm just very happy this fight has finally happened. This is a very big fight. I'm interested to see how it goes. I'm not really sure yet who I'm leaning toward. I do think David Benavidez is an amazing fighter. I do think he's very young. Still, even though he's kind of talked in the same echelons and the same sentences and the same references as some of these older guys in the particular division who's already kind of been there, done that. Benavidez ain't that yet. Like he hasn't even reached like his prime in 28 yet. So this is either going to be a good idea where it just shows he's levels above guys, or maybe you're going to end up finding out, man, he wasn't ready for it. So I don't know how it's going to go. That's my personal opinion. What do you guys feel about it? Drop it in the comments below while you're doing it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Had to let you know. Look, I'm giving y'all all the announcements for the fights that's going to be happening. I got a couple more videos for y'all to let y'all know what's going on. Then we got live later tonight. Y'all already know what it is. Stay blessed, not stressed. On Sports Niggas Side of the Game. I'll be back with one more boxing. Y'all already know what it is, man. Influence as always. Much love to the people.